I'm ready to listen to you.
I have your license.
Thank you.
Okay. So, like I said, they're here telling you that they did say that, they felt as though you were being a nuisance.
That's probably true. They probably felt I was being a nuisance. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Okay. And what I'm saying to you is I'm not here to trespass you right now. I'm here as a response because I was called by the rec center, the complainants and the people who work here, the manager and everything like that, because they said that there's somebody here being a nuisance. What I'm saying to you is there are probably better places to do this. And that's what I would advise as a person who doesn't want to have bad blood with people, who doesn't want to cause problems with the people here at the rec center, who doesn't want to cause problems with here the patrons. They come here to work out, they come here to swim, they come here to play. And like I said, there are plenty of places where you can go out there on public property, out on the sidewalks, over by where your display is, wherever you want to do. You can hand out your flyers and make people aware of your replica that you have out there in the park. What I'm advising you to do is, these people feel like you're being a nuisance. You're saying you feel like you very well may have been a nuisance.
No, I feel like they believe that I was a nuisance.
They feel like you're okay.
That's the point that I conceded to. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm saying is maybe this is a time to be the bigger man and say, you know what, I'll find a different place instead of being the guy who says I'm going to stick it to you and continue to rub it in your face that I'm standing out here handing out stuff dressed this way and going and approaching people who are here to go swim and play with their kids and go lift weights and all those kind of things.
Yes.
So my advisement to you is, hey, find a better place. There are surely better places where you don't feel like everybody who walks by is thinking this guy is a nuisance or anything like that. So
thank you.
How do you feel about that suggestion?
I understand it. I see why you think it's reasonable.
Absolutely. Yeah. I know that if I were out here and somebody were to say, hey man, you're being a nuisance, let's say I'm trying to draw awareness to a really great cause or a really great activity or whatever it is. Let's say the police department's having something fun that's going on out here. And I'm out here in my uniform saying, approaching everybody, giving them something about this cool barbecue the police department's doing over there in the park. Management here says, hey man, listen, these people just want to swim. They want to lift weights. They want to play with their kids. They're not here to, buy my Girl Scout cookies or take my flyers. I'd say, you know what? That's fine. I'll go find a better place where nobody's bothered by me doing that. I'll be the bigger man. I'm not sitting here trying to cause problems with the lawmakers of the city or get new, court documents passed that say that people can't come out here and, then we have to start putting restrictions in place because, we get so many complaints for people being out here. I would say to myself, you know what? I'll find a better place because there are plenty of places in Provo where I can stand out there and invite people to the police barbecue. So that's my recommendation to you is, at the risk of bothering more people who are, going in here, walking to go swimming with their families and saying, hey, there's a guy out there that's bothering me. Can you go talk to him? And they have to keep saying, oh, no, we can't do anything about it because, he's saying that we have no right to do anything like this. And they start complaining to the city and the city attorneys and everything like that. That's just a lot of conflict that I would like to avoid if I were the person out here trying to sell my Girl Scout cookies. And that's my advisement to you is maybe don't cause problems and don't interrupt these people just trying to live their lives and do their thing. Find a different place where people who want to go out there and see your printing press would maybe like to do that. So what I'm saying is I as a person, I don't like to make waves. And I go in here and maybe I have every right to sit here and make waves with those people because of the current documentation, everything like that that's going on. I am the type of person that I would say, you know what, there are better places. Let's just go do that so I'm not being an annoyance.
Yes,
because I try not to be an annoyance.
That's wonderful.
Okay.
Let me just explain one thing to you that's actually quite troubling to me.
Okay.
I don't even know his name. He's the shift supervisor.
Okay. Wearing
a red shirt. He's the one that told me I'm not allowed to hand out flyers.
A red shirt?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he means the shift supervisor here at the center.
Yeah, here.
Not ours.
And I thought, okay, I'll go away. And then I thought, I'm going to read that policy that Robert West sent me, and I couldn't find anything about it. So I came over here and I asked him for the list of rules that they have for the rec center. And I said, you know, I've seen it online. There's a list of rules here. And he said, you know what? We don't have any list of rules that I'm going to give you. You know, if you want any rules, you'll.
Channel 1, you're 293, right? Yeah. They were asking for you. They're gonna create a follow-up call for you. Somebody's son or stuff.
Oh,
Patricia, from your previous call.
sure. I can go. Okay.
Well,
I guess I can.
Yeah.
I could talk with Officer Newell if you need to go and handle something that's more pressing.
Here's the biggest thing: rite of passage, peaceful passage. Okay, you understand that, right? These folks have the right to passage, going in and out without any conflict, interruption in their daily life. So you have that same right. Okay.
Thank you.
That's what our ultimate goal is.
I would be thrilled if someone would listen to what I have to say.
Right.
It's just about the event that happened here today.
Okay.
So the shift supervisor said you're not allowed to hand those out. And I thought, you know, the Provo City Attorney's office gave me a list of things that I'm not allowed to do here. And I went and checked and it's not there. Now, I came back and I asked, maybe there's some other rules that I don't know about. And I asked him for the set of rules. I've seen them online, darn it. There's a set of rules for this facility. And he couldn't produce them. But he said, look, we just don't want you handing out those flyers. And I said, I think it's my constitutional right to do so. And I left. I walked out. Kind of mid-conversation with him. That's probably why I thought I was being an annoyance. I walked away from the conversation with him. I came out here, I sat down, and I started reading the newspaper. I did not approach anyone. I did not hand anything else out. I went in there to ask what the rules were. He said, we're not going to tell you the rules, just don't do it. I came out here and didn't do anything he asked me not to do. I walked from that door to here. I sat down and I started reading this newspaper. It's the Massachusetts Spy from 1775. That is what I did. And there are 4 officers, Officer Palmer, there are 4 officers here, and I'm not quite sure why. Do you get that that's extraordinarily frustrating to me?
Can you understand, and maybe you'll understand, that we're confronted every day with different individuals by the thousands.
I get it. Yeah.
We don't know who we're going to come in contact with. Is it my friend that has schizophrenia that can snap that quick? Is it my friend that is just docile, won't say a word? Is it my friend who has such a mental disability that it might take more than one of us to handle my friend?
Sure.
Because I got to tell you that everybody I come in contact with are wonderful people, okay? And so, is it my friend that I might have to deal with, and it's going to take more than me?
Sure.
We don't know.
I'm a big guy. I get that.
6'4", 5?
6 foot. Well, almost 6. In my younger life, I was 6'6". I've lost some height.
Yeah. It would probably take more than me.
Yeah.
So that's why we came in the numbers.
I see.
So that's it. We
So
don't know.
that's okay. But you do understand my frustration that I went in to ask the rules.
Yeah.
He refused to give them to me.
Yeah.
I came out and didn't do anything that he asked me not to do.
Right.
And 4 police officers showed up. From my perspective, you get that's a little bit strange.
When's the last time did you... Well, no, not strange.
That's not strange?
We handle calls this way all the time.
This is normal for you.
Yes.
This is normal.
Yes. We always come in numbers. We have people wanting to kill us.
Yeah, so I'm not among them.
So we get that.
Yeah.
So
And I get that, you know,
all we're asking for today is that you go until you can get a solid answer from West. Go visit with him. Go over to the park where you have perfect legal right to be, and there's no questions. Let's get something put on paper legally
officer,
as to what your abilities are.
if I understand right, you just asked me to leave the property. I just want to make sure that I want to make it clear that if you ask me to leave this property, I will leave. But I want to make sure you understand that you asked me to leave this property.
Yes, I am asking you to go so there's no more conflict. Let's talk to the attorney's office. Let's get this figured out so that there's no questions in the future.
Officer, I will leave.
Thank you.
That was the first request that I've had to leave the property.
Okay.
And I will comply with that. Thank you.
Appreciate it. And we'll let them know that you're going to be in contact with Mark West to try to figure out.
It's Robert West.
Robert West.
I may or may not be in contact with him, but
we had a Mark West officer.
I thought he was going to say Mayor West in a minute.
That's why Mark came out as we have a retired officer with Mark West. And so we'll let them know that you're going to be in contact with them to figure out exactly how we're going to handle it, because you're not the first person. We've been dealing with this recently with the neighbors.
Let me go on to what he's saying here. I spoke with them inside, informed them some of the ambiguity, and I'm already in the process of trying to contact them, and we'll try to resolve and make sure that there's a little more. So that process already started.
very good. Will there be a police report about this incident?
Yeah, it'll be documented.
And that, even if someone calls and says, "Hey, there's something strange going on over here," we show them there's nothing there. There's a police report about that. It's saying we found nothing.
Yeah.
If he's stuck in a tree, police report.
Yeah, there's a police report and all that. So it's not in response to you because of anything here. It's almost everything we go on has to happen.
That's fine. And I really, I did not come here with any intention to cause any trouble. Yeah. So I will have access to that police report. Presumably my name will be on it if I go to the police department and say there's a police report on...
There is what's called a grandma request. You'd have to fill that out, and they have up to 10 days to provide you with that document.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How much does it cost?
I think it's $10 for the report. I think so.
There's something about like a quarter page, but I don't.
Depends on how long
Wrong
it takes.
people to ask.
Yeah, okay, I get that. One last request, and I will be more than happy to leave while you watch me leave. Just could I get a group shot?
I was going to say we can't take.
No, not with me. Just the four of you in one frame.
Can I do this?
Well, four. That would be okay. If I just want,
Face. I don't like my face.
I just want four bodies together. I mean, I had four officers come. What's that?
What's your first name?
Gov, like love.
Gov?
Yeah, but with a G.
Thanks for your cooperation. I'm leaving.
You're leaving. All right. Thanks.
We appreciate
I'm not very photogenic.
That's okay.
Thank you for being kind to us.
I'll tell
Palmer.
you, your picture you'll love now, 10 years from now.
Thank you, officer.